MrBeast is in the headlines yet again, and it's not because he's finally addressed any of the allegations that have come against him in the past few months, but because he was involved in crypto scams. Seems like every single influencer in the world at some point was involved in these crypto scams, and MrBeast, even though at some point we all would have given him the benefit of the doubt, no longer the case. He has been investigated by some crypto blockchain analysts, and they've mapped his wallet to a bunch of other things that he has gone to, and saying obviously he's 50 plus crypto wallets, netting over $23 million in profits. Probably one of the most successful crypto pump and dumpers or scammers of this type of thing. And he was much more sophisticated than most people. This is the people who kind of looked into this. This is all of their ads right here, what they are, what they kind of do. Obviously, a lot of on-chain analysts. These guys know how to read the blockchain, which a lot of people will say, just look at the blockchain. Blockchain doesn't lie. It's still very difficult to, go into a blockchain and decipher it and look through it. It's not the easiest thing in the world to kind of understand, as well as if somebody does say the blockchain doesn't lie, it depends on what you're really talking about. Because if you're talking about someone's random crypto token, they say, oh, it doesn't lie. Well, the person who's controlling it could lie and do some shady things in there. So it's a mixed bag, but this is what we have found with MrBeast. You can see this whole map. It's an insane map. It looks confusing. It is confusing. It all stems from his main kind of wallet here that was identified from his CryptoPunk that he probably bought. Now, these are allegations, right? This is even more webs, but this is where people pull this from, is this tweet right here saying, someone bought this CryptoPunk. This was whatever, a long time ago, and the punks were all the rage and everyone was going crazy over these things. Someone bought Punk 939 for 50 ETH, and MrBeast replied, said, I bought this one. So someone looked at where what wallet that punk was in, and assuming MrBeast said this, it was his wallet. There's other things as well. There's other kinds of tweets too, but this one was deleted or doesn't exist, right? Either it was deleted or doesn't exist, but people are going to give the benefit of the doubt for the people looking into this, trusting them. So we're going to assume that that's right, and probably deleted the tweet to try and cover his track, but the internet is forever, and his wallet here that's connected to all these other side wallets that go into these exchanges that pull out the money. This is why he was so sophisticated the way he did it, whereas other influencers would just take in tokens from whatever project and then sell them through their wallet and not even care and say, oh, I didn't know, I wasn't doing anything wrong. He would take these tokens in, separate them to separate wallets, send those from those wallets to an exchange to kind of try and cover your track and make it more difficult to map, which is more than likely why it's taken much longer to kind of get this stuff out of MrBeast's wallet, to assume he was scamming, or maybe not scamming, but running these pump and dumps and just doing crazy things in this crypto. And if you really want to dive deep into this whole stuff and look at everything, and just because this whole thing is insane, it really breaks it down, goes over things, and for what MrBeast was involved in, it's not shocking now. It would have been, maybe 6 months ago, a year ago, but now I think everyone's got it out for MrBeast for good reasons. So this behavior isn't shocking anymore, which is crazy to say. One of YouTube's golden child just completely collapsing and falling in real time. Maybe his views or his channel doesn't reflect that, but the public perception reflects that, I think. They keep going down. Obviously, there's more webs. There's Gemini, that they're connecting wallets to Gemini for sales and stuff. All of these different things. This was a big one. SuperVerse or Super Farm. This is where he, made absorbent amounts of money. So this whole thing, I think it was supposed to come out with a game. Yeah, creating gaming economy to deliver games, such as Pizza Heroes, Imposters, all this stuff. And I don't think they ever actually came out with it, even though like the Bored Ape Yacht Club or Mutant Apes or whatever they were, they came out with their little mobile game. So, I mean, they might deliver in something, even though it's garbage, these guys didn't even come out with the garbage. And there's even more influencers involved in this. You can see this here, it like says MrBeast, KSI, Laserbeam, push these tokens onto their fans. So obviously 3 massive YouTubers, the biggest YouTuber in the world, the biggest YouTuber in the UK, and then the biggest, I think he's probably the biggest YouTuber in Australia, right? I think that's where he is. But some of the biggest guys in the industry all involved in crypto scams, pump and dumps, whatever you want to call it. It's insane, but honestly, not at this point. I think it's just these influencers who are so money hungry that they're willing to do this and not care. I don't know, why they would do this, because these guys have money. It's not like they need money, but for some reason, they're willing to do whatever it takes to squeeze out the last pennies out of their fans and followers. But it doesn't make sense to me, because these guys are rich. They're multi-millionaires. They don't have to worry about money, but they're still doing this. But even in this stuff, we have leaked DMs. Someone was, I think, streaming, and you can see, I mean, this is super blurry, but MrBeast saying, so we can do 100K, thing is that, and whatever. But this is supposedly where he was saying, put 100K into Super. And if you look at his Super, I'm pretty sure it went from $100,000 to be put in to like $11 million that he made. So insane ROI, ridiculous stuff. Even more tweets. Some of these are deleted, but someone saying there's a gem saying on the market, eye-watering prices. MrBeast saying Super, talking about that. And Laserbeam and him both using the eye emojis to something that was deleted. Probably something about SuperVerse. So it's just the stuff with this one is the big story, just because the ROI is insane. But there's a ton of other crypto things. So if you want to go deep dive, I mean, this shows all the sales. So obviously selling before the ultimate death of whatever of the token here. And it's just even more sells here, even though not the top, still higher than where it was at the end because it died. So these crypto projects are like, it doesn't make sense, because these guys are pushing this onto their followers and saying, oh my god, Super, let's use that for the example, the next best thing, amazing. I think Earn was something that all the KSI talked about and everything, and them saying, oh, this is the greatest thing, and their followers go into it and jump in and think, oh, this guy is rich and super rich, maybe I can just get a little bit of what they have if I follow them. But in reality, they lure them in, dump these worthless tokens on them, take their money, and then they're good. The multi-millionaires are good, but their followers, who are desperate to try and do something and make a little bit of money, end up being the big losers. And someone actually broke down a bit of like the totals. I'm sure it's in this report here, but this is in a tweet here. This is actually the same person. It's definitely in the report, but saying he made over $23 million in profits, coming from 11.45 million from Super, 4.65 million from Earn, 1.72 million from Pimon, 1.31 million from Stack, $1 million from Azos, and others. Super, the big one, right? And this is the number that's insane, because apparently he put in 100K, got out almost an $11.5 million. Ridiculous ROI, and you have to know, where does that money come from? Because it doesn't just magically appear, right? If he got these tokens and sold them, that money came from his fans that followed him into that project. Now, should they have done that? Absolutely not. You should never, ever, ever follow some random YouTuber or person on the internet. Even though MrBeast is like the biggest YouTuber, you would think the most credible, you should still never follow them into anything. It's just not smart. So, at some point, you run out of empathy for people who continue to do this. From this point onward, I think this might have been further back enough where you could kind of say maybe people didn't know better and this wasn't super exposed of what was going on. But at this point, if you follow an influencer or person on the internet into some crypto token, just know that there's a 99% chance you're just basically donating your money to them. But the big question is, will something come of this? Because we've seen this before time and time again. Logan Paul was involved in crypto stuff. Jake Paul was involved in these crypto things. KSI even was involved in this stuff. CoffeeZilla's made videos on these people, and yet nothing happens, right? Nothing goes on. They don't get arrested. There's no jail time. There's no fines. There's no acknowledgement. There's nothing that happens. So ultimately, will something happen to MrBeast from this? Probably not. I'm extremely doubtful. So until something does happen to these higher profile people to be made an example out of, we probably will just continue seeing things like this go on because people look at it and say, that's an easy way to make money, and nothing happens to the big guys doing it. So that's going to do it for this video. As always, I'm going to smash the button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.